Good afternoon, sports fans. We're down at Pembroke Academy where the Bobcats of Plymouth are playing the Pembroke Spartans. It's a beautiful day out, a little bit of wind, and pretty good turnout here, the Spartan fan club. And we're looking forward. Paul, what's your name again, Paul?
Paul Ferentz, I'm with you, Mike Courier. But happy to be here, and a beautiful day. And Spartans have been a great host so far. Hopefully, well-played contest, home opener for them.
Yep. And, you know, the program here, I've got a lot of respect for the coach and the players. Looking back at when they started, these kids are the seniors this year, were freshmen. And at that point in time, there weren't a lot of guys on the team, and kids were playing various positions, the full game because they had to. You know, Coach Moore, they were 1-8 in the first season. Then went to 3-6 before last year's outings. And the first time in school history, they were 3-0 at the beginning of the season. They ended up making the playoffs for the first time ever. So they've come a long way, and the coach and the kids are building a nice program. And look forward to a good game today. They've got a quarterback that's pretty good, number 84 on offense, and defense is I guess you'd call him a stud. He's a big boy, and he looks like a good player. So it's going to be a pretty good game.
Yeah, that doesn't happen overnight. You got to build a culture, and I think there's a lot of fan support. We're right in the middle of them all, and these parents are excited. They were aware of last year's success, and it's good to support these. It's not easy getting out here, but yeah, we're hoping for a good, clean contest. Plymouth, of course, coming off a banner year, went to a championship game. And, you know, I'm just thinking of a few names off the top of my head without thinking. Sean Griffith, Ian Trider, Cody Bannon, Trevin Sanborn, Cole Johnston, and Joey D'Ambruso. Gone.
All gone.
So there's a lot of big shoes to fill. But like, you know, Todd Austin always says, next man up.
Yep.
These kids have an opportunity, and they're in a good system, Mike.
Yep.
Where if you do you learn what you're supposed to learn, you could be successful in that system.
Yeah, and it's always helpful. The coaching staff does a phenomenal job between Coach Sanborn and Coach Lamb and the other guys, Mike Boyle and John Sullivan, Corey Hilton, Nick Cass. You know, they do a great job. I don't think I've ever worked with a football coach as a head coach that really studies it like Chris Sanborn. And the boys are prepared. Whether or not they can do it, you know, physically is one thing, but they know where to be and what to do as far as the nuts and bolts of the game.
Well, the blueprint was in place 40 years ago with Chuck Lenahan and John Bounds and those guys, and they did their homework. You're right. Yep. And they worked late until the evening, and they had a system. And you don't have to deviate from such a successful program. I mean, Chris Sanborn, a product of that program, a very bright guy, and he's got a great coaching staff, like you just mentioned, around him that all know that. And the kids respect it, and they show up every day, and they're only going to get better regardless of what goes on today. They're going to have a learning season. A lot of young guys are going to need a lot of seasoning, but it's going to pay off.
Yeah. Well, and, you know, that's the thing, too, is that the one thing that's consistent with Plymouth teams, and I've been involved with the program since the early 80s, is that the one thing you can count on is the kids are tough. And they're going to play aggressive.
Correct.
And that makes up for an awful lot of for inexperience and things like that. But we'll see, because, you know, it's when kids get a chance to step up, you don't really know what they can do in practice and when they're freshmen and sophomores. But when they get in the role where they've got to take charge, you see great advancement in the way they play and the way they think and the confidence that they have. With Chris Sanborn, head coach, Plymouth Regional High School Bobcats, in the scrimmage today with Dover. And Coach, it's good to see you again. And it was a day, huh?
It was a day. It's hot out here. You know, it's good. Any day playing football is good. This is our second scrimmage of the year. Monday we went over to Lebanon. We were supposed to go last Friday, but they canceled late Friday night because of a COVID situation. So we went over there Monday. Didn't scrimmage very well. Didn't go all that well. Lebanon's, you know, the favorite this year to win Division II, hands down. But, you know, we talked about today, you know, short week, trying to get better for today. Yeah, we got a little better for today, which is a good sign, but we didn't do some things that we should have done. We're just really inexperienced. We're not young, we're just inexperienced. You know, we lost a lot of talent from last year. You know, Joe D'Ambruso, Trevin Sanborn, Cody Bean, and Cole Johnston. Those guys were all gone. There's a ton of them, you know what I mean? So we got to regroup. Charlie Como. I mean, there's just so many guys that are gone from last year that these guys, these seniors, really haven't been counted on. You know what I mean? Guys like Joe Peters and Calvin Swanson and you know, Tyler Sikowski, they were bit players. You know what I mean? So we need them to step up, and right now they're just not rising to that as seniors. You know, I think they got to realize that, you know, we led by our seniors, and we'll see how they do. You know, they got to regroup and they got to focus and lead the team. I kind of challenged them today. I said, you're not getting it done. You got to step up.
Well, the test of battle is what makes men out of them, and they actually learn to play the game better. So it certainly will get better during the season. But he had some good-looking players today. I think Swanson looked pretty good out there at times. Joe Pete on the corner. They couldn't really run against you.
Yeah, you know, they all look good at times. That's the thing going on right now. That's the funny thing. They're all looking good at times. But then there's every play, there's somebody not looking good, you know, and that's the thing. That's a recipe for disaster, you know. And it doesn't help with Eddie Camp, our two-way lineman, pulled his hamstring. So, you know, Eddie's been starting since he was a sophomore. He's got the most experience of anybody here. And, you know, there's a kid that's, you know, playing both ways in 2 straight championships already. Now he's a senior. You know, that really, we're weak there anyway, and that really messes us up. We're hoping he can come back, you know, for opening week against Pembroke is what we're hoping, you know.
Yeah, well, when I was interviewing him earlier, we talked about how with him out of the mix, it changes everything up because you got players playing in positions they don't normally play in, and you've got to learn blocking schemes and things like that.
Yeah, so, you know, hopefully in the long run it'll give us some depth. We moved Javon Cador down, and he was playing some tight end, and I think that's going to help us in the long run. You know, he's making some mistakes, going the wrong way and stuff, but, you know, he's getting better. You know, that's the biggest thing. And, you know, we just talked after, you know, getting better every day. You know, a lot like 2019, you know, we're terrible in that first scrimmage, a little better second scrimmage, a little better first game. They were all bad, like today. You know, we weren't good today, but we were better than Monday. You know, and this is a team that's, you know, they got a lot of hype on them on Division I this year, compete for the championship. So, you know, we really wanted to get after it this year, and we needed that. And getting film is good. That's how you got to learn from mistakes. You got to be willing to accept those mistakes, you know, and learn from them. And I think that's where our kids are right now. Do you accept those mistakes? That's your responsibility in getting better accountability and getting experience and just getting better. You know, we got Pembroke next Saturday. We better come out of there 1-0. We're going to be hurting.
Yeah, well, the one thing I mentioned to some of the guys is that the one thing I've never seen at Plymouth is I've never seen a soft team come out on the field. Even the ones that didn't do as well, I think the kids are all pretty aggressive, and they're tough, and they don't give up. And I give credit a lot to the coaching staff for that, because you guys are the same way. And over the years, I think that combination, it really seeps through the team, and you make an awful lot out of things that you might not have if you didn't have that.
Yeah, you know, you can learn a lot from defeat. The biggest thing is what we talk about all the time. You got to compete. You got to be tough. And we went over to Lebanon on Monday, and we didn't play tough. You know, they kind of punched us in the mouth, and we didn't really respond, so to say. And we were disappointed. We said today, look, we just want you to compete. We want you to be aggressive, be tough. You know, and I thought the kids did that. You know, it's early. We had those first two plays on defense there. It's 3rd and long. We give up the first down. We did that repeatedly. You know what I mean? But that's a learning experience. You know, Monday we didn't compete well on 1st and 2nd down. You know what I mean? We can make that correction. Look, 3rd down. You can't give up the inside slant every single time. You know what I mean? It's about getting better. That's what it is. It's a grind. And these kids right now are in the grind. It's hot. The last 2 days have been brutal. Today's hot. And I tell them all the time, it doesn't get fixed overnight. It's incremental. You got to get better every day, because if you don't get better, you get worse. And we've been challenging them, and we challenged them today. And, you know, we got to get in better shape, and all those things go along with it. But, you know, they'll get there. We keep working hard. If those seniors got to get together and respond, and you know, we can do some stuff. But it's going to be a hard road ahead.
Well, like you said, it's whether it's a good display or a bad display, it's playing football, and that's what it's all about. Yeah,
you know, just last year, today, August 27th, was the first day of preseason. You know that? First day. Last year, I think we did first day of camp was today. So we're already second scrimmage. So, you know, those seniors last year, they lost a lot of time. We got to play, but it wasn't a normal season. So we're hoping to have a full season, I mean, for our kids, and that'll be great. Any day playing sports, I don't care what the sport is, you know, and kids are out playing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I got done about 3 years ago coaching, and prior to that, I think the last 3 years that I coached, we won the state championships, and you've had a pretty good run. You've gone to the big dance 5 times, and won 3 out of 5. And I think it's quite a statement about you as a coach. I think you've done a great job, and I have no doubt that this team will not look like this by the end of the season.
Well, you know, 5 straight years in a championship. I don't know if I quite remember it the way you remembered about. You couldn't make a remark. You got done. We haven't won a championship since. I don't know about that, but We've been there 5 years in a row, and that's unbelievable. We worked hard to get there, and last year we had a shot to win it, and played a great team. And some things didn't go our way. Losing a semifinal game against Lebanon, just having 14 days off was just devastating. We weren't ready speed-wise in that championship, and you can't create it in practice with 2 weeks off. We had those slugfests with Timberlane and Kennett twice, and that was tough to overcome. And so like today, we're trying to play some speed teams, get ready for that, and try to see some different things, and try to be ready for the season. And hopefully it's a full season, and we keep talking about that. We can get better, and these kids have a good time. And we got some good seniors, they're good kids, and again, like you mentioned it today, Mike, you hit on those. They all look good at times, but there was times they didn't look good. We just got to put a full game together.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Coach, good luck for the rest of the season, and we'll be keeping an eye on you.
Yeah,
and
I
the boys,
appreciate that.
and looking forward to it. There's nothing like Bobcat football.
No, it's great. Good to be back. The fans, such strong support. Our kids getting after it, they're working hard, and 2 weeks from tomorrow we'll be here for our first game on Zulius Field. We're excited for that, so that'll be fun. First week we're on the road. We're excited. Football.
That is. That's great. Well, thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Just played the national anthem, and the coin toss has been done. I believe the Spartans got it, and they deferred to Plymouth. In past years, that's been not a good choice, but we'll see what happens today. Should be a great game today, and a lot of support here for the Spartans, which is great to see.
Yes, they're like you said, they're trying to build on a program. Got to build up that culture, so it's a good thing. Gorgeous day. Good to be out in the first game of the year.
Spartans will be kicking off to start this game.
Yep, they're giving it to Plymouth. I don't get that part.
Well, they'll get the ball in the second half, and a lot of times that's what teams like to do.
You got the wind whipping up a little, Mike. Not that it's going to affect anybody's passing game, but we'll see where the kick goes.
Swanson and Dylan Welch.
Back deep, Dylan Welsh is potentially a very dangerous return man. He got great speed. He's only a sophomore. And Swanson gets ahead of steam. He's pretty tough to bring down. So, and we're ready for the kickoff.
Matt Cleary and Sanborn are the short guys, and that might be who gets it. Well, it's right there.
Okay.
Ball is down.
Caden Sanborn grabbed that and went right to the ground as instructed.
Probably, yeah.
No fumbles.
Not going to make any mistakes. Good start. 30-yard line's a good offensive start. See what the new Plymouth Bobcats look like, Mike. They lost a lot of those big hitters last year.
Also want to welcome our friends from
So we'll see what Plymouth comes out in for an offense. They've got a couple different offenses they run. There's their version of the Delaware Wing T, which has been there for ages.
Yep.
And then Coach Sanborn has put in a kind of a run and shoot with the twin set men and single back. So we'll see. We're going to be split wide to our left. Tight end.
Jay Crowley,
right.
new to the team this year. Good seeing him. He's a good athlete, good basketball player.
And they shifted back into their Delaware Wing T formation.
Quick handoff off tackle.
by number 24,
Anthony Ciotti, quick burst up the middle for first down. And that's what they're going to, that wing T is very good for short, fast guys. They can hit the hole quick. They can't see him very well.
You got the lineman, just gives you a peek, screens his man, and he's gone.
Yeah. And it looked pretty good size for Pembroke on the defensive line. 71's a big fella, and along with the other D tackle over there. So we got a wing left, fullback handoff, and
Carries by number 24.
looked like a fullback power.
He's going to get a carry of about 6 yards.
About 6 yards, according to our reporter here in the sky,
We'll call it 2nd and 4 from here.
doing the play-by-play. So we're looking at 2nd and about 4.
Use that pounding running game, Michael.
Ball's on the Plymouth 48-yard line.
You know, you do
6, 8 yards of carry. What are you going to do different?
You just keep doing what you're doing successfully, and we're split far to the right, and we've got our wing T backfield.
Coming up on the line now.
And
They broke through on that defensive side. On the right, broke through.
well, they tried to send him outside, and I'm not sure who got in there, but
Calvin a little too slow getting to the side.
Nobody picked him up. Caleb Young, nice play on
There's
that.
another green shirt in there, but we missed the number.
Moms are helping out. They're so wonderful here at Pembroke.
Penalty was declined.
It's like neighborhood watch.
3rd down, Michael.
3rd down and
First one of the
5.
year.
3rd down, we'll call the ball on the 45-yard line on the Bobcats. Big defensive play here for the Spartans coming up.
So here we go.
Quick pitch outside to Dylan Welch. Run to the corner. Jake Crowley coming out wide to the right.
And then we've got a, okay. And they run. It's going to be close, maybe a little
Close,
short.
close.
Over's the one that broke that one up, and then a host of Spartans.
Okay, it's 4th and about, looks like about a half a yard.
Was that Dylan or Brock Tanner?
It's Brock Tanner on there. No, I'm sorry, Ciotti, 24.
That was Ciotti again?
Yeah, little hard to see up here. We don't have much height
No,
on
we don't.
this. 4th and 1, Plymouth's going to go for it. Early in the game, they're just inside Pembroke's side of the field. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a quarterback on first sound, maybe.
Yeah, they're right at the 50.
We're all double tight ends. Now we're shifting over to the right side. Ball snapped, fullback. Fullback cuts up, and he actually got tackled and spun into a first down, so that worked out okay.
Ciotti again.
Anthony Ciotti, the workhorse here right now.
Spartan 45.
Ciotti reminds me a little bit of Joe D'Ambruso from last year.
Tough.
Tough, good nose for the ball.
Stayed
quick.
on the field.
Yep.
Defense and offense and special teams.
Spartans are looking okay though on defense. They're not. They're giving it up begrudgingly.
Yeah, they got a lot to figure out, both teams.
Yeah. So we're looking at Bobcats 1st and 10 from the Pembroke 45-yard line, and Plymouth is in their power right offense, and it's to the fullback again, who cuts up the middle. It's
a good run right
8.
there. Is that Matt Cleary? Number 19.
2nd down. Going to call it about 5 yards.
Well, I thought it was a little more than that, but that's okay.
Good pickup.
He has a better view up there than I do.
Linemen are doing their job, Michael.
Well,
Tyler Stokowski. Eddie Camp's out there, right?
yeah, you've got coach's son,
Caden Sanborn.
Sanborn.
A lot of experience.
Yep. And out wide, we've got Jake Crowley, who had a nice touchdown reception in the scrimmage against Dover. And he's far to the left of our line of scrimmage. And we've got 2 wings, single back. Motion through the formation to the fullback up the middle.
Again up the middle.
And just powers down to the 30-yard line.
Tackle was made by
I noticed the defense has to pay attention to Dylan Welch. He's got that speed.
It is going to be a Bobcat first down.
Well, like I said, this is pretty quick stuff, and you know, when you're playing against a team that may be a little bit bigger up front, you just have to turn them one way or the other and let the back find the crease. So we're looking at 1st and 10 from the Pembroke 30. We're in the first quarter. 7:45 left in the first quarter. Crowley split far to the right. We've got two backs with wing right.
Curtis Cross over at center.
And again, up the middle
Another
with the
one.
fullback, and it's going to be probably another 3 or 4 yards.
Matt Cleary getting a little workout today.
My old high school football coach said, fellas, all we need is 3.5 yards a play.
Yeah, of course.
And they can't stop you.
He's pretty good at math, that guy, huh?
He was, and he was a heck of a coach, too.
On around the 27-yard line of the Spartans.
37-yard line.
Okay.
27-yard line.
Yeah. Curtis Cross under center. We're split far to the left. We've got fullback right half and a wingman to the right. And it's a handoff to the fullback again up the middle. And he breaks a tackle and comes through, and he's still on his feet. Heck of a run by Anthony Ciotti.
Popped the hole, stood him up, shifted his weight, got outside. Beautiful.
You know, that's the thing with a low center of balance. And Plymouth's right up on the line. They're going to go from the line. They're rushing things here a little bit. Pick up the pace. You got split left. You got flanker left. And fullback again. Right up the middle. He bounces
Another
off.
bounce.
And he's still on his feet. And he's down. And that's, again,
What a
Anthony
great run.
Ciotti.
Two guys hit him.
Well, you know, again,
Didn't wrap him up.
low gravity. Low gravity. I believe he's a wrestler, too, and that helps with the balance.
Absolutely. And he's pretty quick. It's paying off today.
So we're looking at 1st and goal from about the 4. And Ciotti again to the fullback, and he looks like he's close.
He's earning it. He deserves it, doesn't he? He's the one who got him there.
We could actually just kind of call this the Ciotti drive, I think. He's been doing the lion's share of the running here.
6 minutes, 12 seconds in this first quarter.
Second down and goal.
Plymouth received the kickoff after Pembroke deferred. And so far it's paying off. A couple big third down plays. Ciotti doing the bulk of the work.
And it's pretty much straight ahead stuff. There's nothing real fancy about this, but it doesn't need to be. So Plymouth's just going to hammer away, and they'll take what they're being given and not change until they have to.
Second and goal.
So we're looking at double tight ends. Looking at a wing right half back and center. Turn, give to the fullback again. He cuts up. He's got to be
Walks it in.
There he is.
Walks it in.
Ciotti was 6.
It's probably his 7th carry, at least.
I would say, yeah.
Good for him.
But that was an impressive drive by the Bobcats. They really had 1 third down play, I think, in that whole drive. And they did a good job. The boys up front, we got to talk about them because they're doing a great job. And you got Caden Sanborn and Jake Killian, Andrew Newman. I'm not sure if Anthony Barrett's in or not. Extra point. Ball snaps, set up, and Will the Foot Fogarty puts it through. And we're looking at the Bobcats with a 7-0 lead
Will Fogarty is good.
with 5.5 minutes left in the first quarter. I'm looking forward to this offense of the Spartans. Paul, at quarterback, is a junior, and he's a pretty good ball player from everything I've read and heard. And his name is Saracen. I believe his dad's on the coaching staff as well. But he's got some good receivers. He's got some fellas here with some decent size.
Got the work cut out for him.
So Plymouth's going to be having a home game next week against Kingswood Knights, and that will be a good game as well next weekend.
It's up at Kingswood, really.
We're home. We're against Kingswood home. Yeah. So Mr. Fogarty's going to kick off. He's had a pretty good career so far. He's a senior this year. He's got a very, very good foot. Could see him playing up if he chooses to do that.
Had a really tough game yesterday against John Stark, playing soccer.
And kicking for the Bobcats.
He's doing double duty this year, much appreciated. Usually get a soccer player off to help us with the kicking game.
Well, we've had the Bobcats have had good success with soccer players coming across.
Pete Winkstead was steady. He did really well. Will Fogarty had a good year last year.
Yeah.
You never know. Could come down to a kick. You need that.
And here we go. The kick is up.
It's a boomer.
And it's into the end zone. Into the end zone with no return. That's what he gets paid the big bucks for. Nice kick.
Nice catch, handling that.
Little help with the wind, but that's okay. We'll take whatever we can get. Will got that thing up there and did a nice job.
Will Fogarty had a goal yesterday in the soccer game from about 25, 30 yards out, and just a rocket.
Yeah.
They needed that. It was a rocket. I wish they'd attempt more of those.
So we're looking at Spartans 1st and 10 from their 20-yard line. They come out. They're split wide to the right, to the left. It's just a single quarterback in the backfield. They've spread it out, and they've got their flankers and set men. Throw to the sideline. Complete. And he's just short of the first down.
It's a nice toss. Jake Crowley on defense didn't juke him, didn't fake him out. Held him to where he caught it. But nice gain, first play for Pembroke.
Well, I think that, we've got a secondary that's relatively inexperienced for the Bobcats, and it's going to be, keep them in front of you. Don't let them get behind you.
You'll get the cushion you need. If you can get the ball there.
Quarterback's back on his lonesome. We got splits everywhere, and stand-up pass to 84.
He's going to get that first down, Mike. Good start for the Spartans.
And we don't have a name for 84. I'm assuming he's probably
Will Fozy.
No, this is for them. It's a first down.
Oh, yeah.
He's not on the roster we have here. Do you know who he is?
Yeah, Alex Rancor.
Okay, Rancor. Yeah. Francor. Okay, yeah. Francor. That's who the mystery man is out there. Number 84, Francor. He's a good ball player. He's been worked hard for his 4 years here, and he's a tough kid. Same formation.
Yeah.
Quick passes inside and underneath. That one's about a 3 or 4 yard gain.
Quarterback's getting the ball to the right guy. Not getting greedy, going for the quick opener.
Well, that's the thing.
Moving the ball.
Well, you don't have to worry about protection as much when you're throwing the short, quick stuff. It's higher percentage for completions, and you don't take the chance of getting sacked or any of that stuff. So they got it going on right now. We're looking second down at about 7. Again,
empty backfield. I love it. Another quick one.
Quick cross the line of scrimmage.
Try and get some yards out of it, and he does.
There goes Francor. He was down. That was his first down. They slid the left tight end, Francor, slid right down the line of scrimmage to the sideline to catch the pass. After that area was cleared out by the set man.
Javon Cador with a good tackle, wrapped him up. But again, moving the chains.
Yeah, well,
Spartans are on the move.
Yeah, this strategy is working well. They're trying to get the ball to the receiver as quickly as possible so they can get some after-catch yardage.
And if they're one-on-one, they have a good chance.
That's right.
Breaking one. Empty backfield. Oh, here we go.
Got motion with 33.
There's flags in the field right away.
Okay.
First flags. So far, so good with the flags. All right. It's going to cost him 5 yards on that, Michael.
Going to be a 5-yard penalty.
I'm not sure.
First down.
I'm not sure. Maybe Pacey Graham, he may have headed upfield a little too soon. I didn't really see it. Or we had somebody on the right side of the offensive line that may have started upfield. But regardless, we got 1st and 15. And they come out in their
39-yard line.
Quarterback's by himself in the backfield. And over the middle,
nice play.
Yeah.
Had him wide open, hit him in the hands. Yeah. Bad move.
Number 7, he got a couple steps on Dylan Welsh.
No, he was wide open, hit him right in the hands.
Yeah.
It's too bad.
Yeah.
Would have been a nice gain. Got to be careful here now.
Okay. Quarterback's all by himself back there. We got everybody split wide on both sides.
5 wide. Look at this.
That
He got
could
wrapped.
be- yeah.
No flag on the play.
He got hit
Incomplete.
Under a lot of pressure. That
They
ball
had,
is incomplete. Going to be third down.
Wasn't anybody really open either.
Well, Calvin Swanson is going to be coming hard during the game, according to an inside source. And Calvin put some pressure on at that point in time, along with Javon Kador. But that's the kind of stuff they're going to have to do because they're Spartans are picking them apart short. That was a little longer passing, need a little more time. So it's 3rd and 15 at this point. And that was a great play, great
bad play.
coverage.
Receiver was number
Well,
80, Jonathan Holler.
No, defense was right with him.
It's going to be fourth
Yeah.
down.
Joe Peters is
Joe
back there.
Peters-
Cross is back there.
Joe Peters was right in his hip pocket, got in front of him, and made it near impossible to catch the football. So it was a good defensive play on the part
Dylan
of
Welch is
Joe.
back deep. This could be fun. You could feel this and take off.
Looks Mr. Francoeur is back to punt. Kicks the ball. It's up.
Good punt.
Kicked by Francoeur.
Dylan's going to leave it alone. Smart.
Staying away from it.
Bouncing around.
Down around
The
the.
Bobcats going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
If Plymouth takes pride in anything, Michael, it's
39
mistake-free
seconds left here
football.
in the first quarter.
They just don't want to turn it over. They want to capitalize on their possessions, and that's what they've been. That's how you win games, and they're very, very careful that way.
Well, you know, it comes down to penalties and turnovers that change the game for you.
Yep.
You know, and
That helps too.
if you've got good discipline, and that's a key part of it. You know, you see some teams, some players are very passionate, and they get a little out of hand, and that doesn't really necessarily win the game for you. It's keep a cool head and don't make mistakes. It's the game's played between the ears. We got Jake Crowley split far to our right.
I'm thinking Ciotti's going to get it.
Again, that's straight ahead. They went back with the fullback.
Carry on the play, stopped by a host of
Ciotti.
Spartans here, led by number 44, Gavin
Tightening up that line a little.
And they're going.
Amongst others.
They're going to go. They're doing the hurry-up offense here. They're going
Second
quick.
down.
But he did pick up about 6 yards. So
Run it.
Another good run. I don't know who it was. Ciotti again, number 24, Michael.
well, the one thing that Plymouth hasn't done yet is they haven't run their speed sweep, and that could be getting set up. They're pounding away from tackle to tackle, but the speed sweep is in place, and it's 3rd down, and it looks like inches. And they're straight ahead, and it looks like he's got the 1st down and then some.
That will be the end of the first quarter.
Can't tell who ran that ball.
End of the first
After
quarter,
one, 7-0
Plymouth is up
Bobcats. We got a
7-0.
good one here.
and it's been a good first half.
I think that was Calvin Swanson on that dive for the first. End of the first quarter.
Yeah.
We'll take a break and be right back. All right.
We're back.
Quarter one's over. Plymouth holds a 7-0 lead. And Pembroke's going to try and take over. Haven't had a running play yet, Michael.
Bobcats with the ball, first down
Bobcats,
on the 41-yard line.
First down on the 41.
Start of our second quarter.
And we've got Crowley split to the left, tight end right. We were in our shift over to the right side.
And we have flags on the play.
Well, one thing we're not seeing is we're not seeing defense shift to the shift on offense. They set up with players on the left, and they shift
Here's
the
the call.
wingman and the halfback to the right, which gives them outnumbers
False
the other
start on
side.
the
But
offense.
false start on the offense,
Gonna
5
be a 5-yard
yards. It's going to
penalty.
be first down and 15.
Going to make it still first down and 15.
Jumped offside. Didn't see it.
Somebody moved. Yeah. We apologize for the specificity or lack thereof, but we haven't got a great view from here. We're at the top row of the bleachers, and it's we can see over the team on the sideline in front of us, but we can't see too much in terms of the field
Perfect.
itself.
It's not raining.
So Crowley split far to the right. We've got a tight end left, single back, double wing. Motion. And it's the inside counter, which
Oh
is
my goodness, what a
huge
play.
hole, huge hole.
Going
on
down that sideline, what a beautiful run. Captain Joe Peters.
Joe Peters, I'll tell you.
Beautiful counter, timed it perfectly.
Yeah, that was, you could have driven a truck through.
Held that hole, and Joe took off.
But, you know, that's the kind of thing, you know, Coach Sanborn's smart. He knows that you set stuff up.
He'll slip it in there.
And especially where you're running successfully in a certain way, they're going to always have to be worried about that. And then when you come back with something totally different, it almost creates an extra blocker for you because the guys are overplaying for what they've been doing.
Had them all going to their left. And
So we're single back, split to the right with two wings, tight end left, motion.
Welch, he gets the ball.
Welch with the sweep.
It's going wide.
Sweep.
There's room down the sideline.
He gets the corner, and he's inside. He's inside the 30.
That's Dylan Welch.
Dylan Welch got some speed.
Yeah, he does. He's legit. He's a great athlete. He's a phenomenal skier, and he's just a good all-around athlete. But he's got great speed and great instinct.
So you're right about that, Mike. He softens him up in the middle with Ciotti.
Yeah.
And we go with the counter. Then we go wide with it's Dylan's first carry.
Yeah.
Big payoff.
Yeah.
Big gain.
And it's nice too when you've got like three running backs that can go.
First
I
and
mean,
10.
between Peters and
Ball's on the 25-yard line of the Spartans.
Giotti and Welsh, you've got three guys they're quick and strong.
Flags on the play.
I didn't see what that was, but it looked like they were dropping back to pass on that.
Back them up 5 yards. It will be first
Procedure again. So coach is going to be getting to the bottom of that.
Yeah, that drives him crazy. I don't blame him. We're usually very well disciplined.
Yeah.
You know, we play very within ourselves. We don't make those mistakes.
Yeah.
That's twice now.
Well, and those are mental mistakes. It's not like physical where they couldn't help, you know, what they were trying to do, but they need to be disciplined.
First and 15. Or 10. No, they lost 10 on that. 10-yard penalty? What was that?
Oh, it was a reset of the clock. It wasn't. Okay. So we got Crowley split left. We got our backfield. And this is our fullback. He gets stopped.
Matt Cleary.
Aiden Weldon and a
Welcoming committee of 4 tackles right there.
Carrying the ball was number 19, Matt Cleary. He was stopped right away.
And about 4 Spartans gave him a welcome.
Yeah, they're waiting for him.
After about maybe a half a yard or 1 yard. But we're looking at second down, and it looks like about 17, 16, Paul.
I don't know why they don't use their scoreboard for that reason alone.
13.
It's hard to guess from over here.
It is. Crowley split to the left. We're tight end right. We got twins on the wings. No, I take that back. We're in the Delaware. And fullback straight through, and he breaks through, picks up a number of yards.
Good run. Anthony Ciotti. Back to the Anthony play.
Joe Fitzgerald was in on the tackle. Timeout, Spartans.
Hi, Jay.
Okay, so we're inside. Let's see, where are we anyway? Yeah, we're not getting some help from the scoreboard, but we're looking at, I believe, a second down for Plymouth. They're about 12 yards out.
Well, enjoy what you can.
And they're inside the Spartan 20-yard line.
Andrew. That was Jay Fogarty. Huh?
Okay, we're taking a timeout here.
We're in the red zone. What are we, down inside the 20, huh?
Believe
15
so.
maybe?
Believe so. Coach Maurer took a timeout, trying to regroup the forces. See if they can slow this Plymouth machine down.
Yeah, they're moving the ball well. They're playing within themselves. You got Ciotti, Welch, and Joe Peters with some big runs already.
Well, and Plymouth's right up on the ball, ready to go. This time they're looking at twin tight ends. We got a wing to the left, and our halfback, left half, and fullback. And now they flip-flop over the other side. And this one's to the fullback again.
By number 24, Anthony Ciotti.
He is getting a workout today, Michael.
He is, but he's
up for the challenge. He's holding on to it.
Second down.
So we're looking at second down. Plymouth Crowley split to the left. Tight end right.
Nice tackle there by number 44.
Ciotti again.
What a big hit.
They guessed right on that one. He got Ciotti at the line.
It's going to make it third down.
Short gain.
Third and a
Need
couple.
a big stop here by your Spartans, folks.
It's four down territory, Michael.
Yeah.
You're in on the red zone here. They're gonna.
Well, I think they can just pound it straight ahead.
Yeah, they want to punch something through.
Yeah.
But it's they can't get 3 yards in 2 plays. We're in trouble.
We're double tights now. We've got 2 wings, single back.
Ciotti again.
24 with the carry.
Looks like a good gain. Right down there. He's right on the goal line, isn't he?
First down for the Bobcats.
First and goal.
Goal.
First and goal for the Bobcats.
Looks like he's right.
We worked 6.5 minutes off the clock with this drive, which is a big plus for the Bobcats because it keeps the Spartans off the field. And the Spartans have a passing attack that has been pretty difficult to stop.
If he starts, hitting those open guys and gets tuned up, I mean, he's got to have a run and play eventually, but he can throw a ball, this kid, and he's made a couple good connections already.
First and goal.
You're down 14. You're going to start passing anyway.
Here we go. We flip-flop the wingman and the halfback. Straight ahead with the fullback, running through, and it's a touchdown.
He is in for the touchdown.
Ciotti.
Give that one to number 24, Anthony Ciotti.
Second one today, Mike.
Ciotti's second one. So Will Fogarty stepping up to
Double duty.
kick the ball. And Will's a great kid. We got a penalty on Plymouth. It's going to put us back a couple of yards, but procedure. Somebody's getting anxious up there, but this should not be any issue whatsoever for Will.
No.
I shouldn't jinx him by saying that, but Will's got a great foot. This is a chip shot for him.
Little pitching wedge.
Yeah, chip and a putt, right?
More like a 3-putt if I'm playing.
Yeah.
Snap is good.
Straight and true.
That kick
Right through the uprights.
And not short.
Nope.
Had a lot on it.
Oh, great job.
7:32 left in the first half. It's
Beautiful.
14-0
Plymouth,
Bobcats.
14-point lead.
Yeah. And you look at special teams, so critical. And if you've got a kicking game, which I watched the punter, he's not bad. I think improvement from last year with the inconsistency with the guys punting. But you've also got Will Fogarty, who's a weapon. He is.
That's it. That's a weapon.
It gets the kickoffs into the end zone, so there's no return.
All last year. I agree.
Field goals, extra points. It just really opens things up and is a great plus. And I know that Mike Boyle does the special teams, and he does a great job with them. And so the kickoff return, punt return teams, they all know what they're doing. They're all ready to go if somebody's out of the lineup, and they do a nice job.
No, we're lucky to have Will. Look at, and previous to him was Pete Wingstead off the soccer field, and those guys double duty, and they're very much appreciated.
Well,
and they've been. Will scored quite a few points last year. We don't usually go for field goals, but if we need to, I would put my money on him.
I recall Pete the first tackle I ever saw him make. I don't know if it was the first tackle he ever had, but he kicked the ball off, and the kid broke through, and Pete leveled him.
I remember that.
I told his mom, I said, I think he wants to play defense now. He got up, and you thought he'd, stop the last play for the win of the game, but he stuck him.
He's a big boy.
So Will's kicking off. The ball's up.
A boomer.
It's good. It's back to about the goal line, and they're running this one back. And
Juke somebody's going out deep to the left now.
Outside.
He's got some room.
Great return. Great return. There we go. And
all the way down into Plymouth territory. Great return. Got the crowd excited here for the Spartans.
Well,
maybe this is going to generate some offense now.
I'm sure Coach Boyle's going to be talking to the contain man on that side. And the thing is, you see that guy far to the left, and it gets blocked up, and you want to get in the action, and then he pops loose, and you're out of position. So Plymouth's got to make sure to keep that guy on the backside aware. Anyway, Pembroke with a great return. Their first down and 10.
Timeout, Spartans.
And Plymouth's going to call a timeout. So on the Bobcat 42-yard line, it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Spartans.
Good return. Good for him. Now is when you got to capitalize. If they can get on the board before half, give them a little confidence.
Is that him?
Come out swinging.
On the return.
Yeah, I don't remember the number.
Yeah, I apologize for this. Tough to see. I believe it was number 33, Pacey Graham. If it wasn't, my apologies.
Got him down as a running back.
Oh, yeah,
he did well.
He's a tough kid.
Big kid, too.
Here we go.
Okay, Spartans coming out. They're spread out. And quarterback is back in the shotgun.
And we have a running back.
Yeah, he's got Alex Francor in the backfield with him. And the out pattern. Ooh, and the ball comes loose. I don't know if they're going to rule out a fumble or not, but Plymouth picked it up.
He's going.
Scoop and score, it looks like, with
Calvin Swanson.
Calvin Swanson.
Johnny at the spot right there.
The people in green are going, no, incompletion, but it was right in front of us.
Good catch. He turned to make an offensive move, like they say on the NFL.
Yeah. I don't know. We would have needed the cameras to really determine that one, but
we'll have to replay that eventually.
And it was unfortunate. I mean, the kid was wide open. He caught the pass, and a good stick defensively.
Yeah, and if he jukes us, he's down the sideline.
Yeah.
Good tackle, wrapped him up, popped it out.
And, that's one thing that just shows you that scores don't necessarily indicate the type of game that was played, because it's stuff like that that's one play that goes the other way. And, now Plymouth's up by 20 points, but it was one play that turned that around.
Negates that beautiful kick return.
Yeah.
Just too bad.
Yeah.
Will Fogarty on to take it again.
I've heard he's...
Snap is good.
Down, and Will pops it through again, 3 in a row. Now, Will's gotten a couple of different names. I've heard Will the Thrill.
I like that.
Coach Austin brought that one to my attention. I just called him Will the Foot because that's his thing.
I think Will the Thrill is preferable.
Yeah.
He'd be thrilled with that.
Yeah.
Such a great kid, great student athlete.
He is, yeah.
And he's got 3 points already.
He does.
Him and Ciotti are leading the team.
Well, there's somebody up there on the line doing a job, because those holes don't happen by themselves. And I think our boys up on the front line are doing a great job.
84 is deep for Pembroke. Let's see who that is.
Well, he's not on here, but he's
That's
one
Francor?
of the studs. That's Francor, Alex Francor.
Did he run back the kick? The kick return just last.
It might have been him, yeah. Sorry, fans at home, but it is difficult to see from this position. Another excuse. Francor is back deep.
Will's got to put this one deep, like he usually does.
Ball's up.
That's a nice kick.
A little bit shorter down to the goal line. And here comes
Fielded
Francor.
Beautifully. One tackle.
And Francor, he's tough to bring down. He has a nice return.
The 32-yard line where the Spartans will take it over.
couple of Bobcats. We had one Bobcat had a one-on-one shot on him, but didn't
That's Landon Fogg.
didn't make it.
He sold out, went after it.
Yeah.
Could have been a big payoff, but he slowed him up.
So Spartans, 1st and 10. They're their 32-yard line.
Good position.
Going to call it around the 32-yard line.
He's got a running back there with him now. Two wide to the left.
Yeah, they're tightened up, though. They got a wing.
Yep. Different look.
And a tight end. And they've got Franco in the backfield. Stand-up pass outside. Boy, that was almost a pick six. That stand-up pass is tough. The inside guy, let's see who that was. If that was Swanson or if that was, no, that was Jake Crowley. Jake Crowley almost had a nice pick and 6 points.
He's got the eyes and the hands for that, being a good basketball player.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went for that.
Nope. Stop the clock here.
He did.
He's a good addition to the team this year.
He's great. He's got the basketball hands and the good footwork. Having some clock issues here. It looks like 6.5 minutes left in this first half. Second down at about 8, and they are split wide to our left with single back. And he hands off to the fullback, and he's stuffed behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he got caught back there. Someone slowed him up.
Yeah.
A little gang tackle. Couldn't break it. They're in a hole now, Michael. 3rd and long.
Excuse me, that was Alex Francoeur in the carry.
Yeah, Francoeur is their go-to guy. He's tough. No room on that play.
No.
3rd and long.
We're split to our left.
Defense has got to hold him up here.
And he's throwing the ball out of bounds. We had a flag back there. Someone said they might think it's roughing the passer. I hope not. It's not.
We have a penalty down in the field.
No, I believe it was holding, perhaps. I looked.
Big number 50 is Jeffrey Lyford. Looked off of the guy, a helping hand up.
It's going to be looked at by our trainer.
It looked like offsetting penalties here.
Lyford just went out, and Javon Kador just came in.
Give him a good hand. He gets up under his own power. Way to go, Logan.
I thought that was 3rd down, but
3rd down, Spartans.
3rd now. There were two penalties. They offset each other, so
got it.
Down over.
A do-over.
Do-over, yeah.
We got it.
I'm sorry, it's 4th down, 4th and 9, and we've got.
I thought they were supposed to change that.
Timeout here.
They got a punt.
This is the officials' timeout. They're trying to coordinate their notes here to see where we're at.
It's 4th down.
Yeah, they got to kick this away. They can't mess around down there.
Yeah. Dylan Welch.
Not now.
This.
They're still figuring out what down. I just heard them. It's 4th down. Of course, they got the chain gang at the last minute. I don't know who's working the play number.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a big kick here. Francoeur is going to kick it back to Dylan Welch. Looking for a big return here. He's back at his own 35.
Good snap. The kick's up.
Nice kick.
Good foot.
With the kick.
Dylan.
He called fair catch
Ball is
at the 34.
That's okay. Smart play.
You know,
Fielded it nicely. It was a nice catch.
Number 28, Dylan Welch.
You know, that's the thing is I think that one of the Pembroke players thought he'd been hit and he shouldn't have been hit, but the guys blocking for the guy receiving the football don't know there's a fair catch going on. They can't see it. So
Right.
5:46 left in the first half.
When in doubt, hit him. Screen him. Something. Slow him up.
play to the whistle, right?
Play to the whistle. First down, Michael. 35-yard line. Plenty of time to move this down the field and get another score.
So Plymouth split wide to the left We're looking at double wings, single back. And we got this speed sweep.
Look at this,
Speed
Joe
sweep.
Peters.
Joe Peters carrying about 3 of them on his back.
Another wrestler. He better have, he's got his balance.
We're going to have to give some credit here to Coach Cleary and Coach Austin for these wrestlers.
Carried 3 guys. Yeah, 3 defenders. Spartans had to hold on to him.
But you know, with that speed sweep, he had that corner already. So at worst case scenario, he was looking at 6 to 10 yards. They're not getting outside.
Another good play call.
I mean, the defense is not getting outside. Yeah.
Joe's second carry for big yards.
So we got Crowley split far to the right. We got tight end left, double wings, single fullback, cross under center, motion.
Goes Welch. He gets the
Speed
ball.
sweep
He's
with
going
Welch.
for the side. Turns it upfield. Gets a couple yards.
Well, they were successful in spreading it out like that, and that gives them a lot more time and allows less distance for the offensive team. So it was not a bad job on the defensive side.
Big gain.
Yeah.
7.5, 8-yard gain.
Ball's in around the 36-yard line of the Spartans.
Well, it's tough because if you try to compensate for the speed sweep, then they're going to hit you up the middle with a trap or something. So Crowley split to the left, wide to the left. We got double wings, fullback. Motion this way. Looks like back for the first pass of the game. And
No,
then wide
nobody
open,
there.
Wide open, Jake Crowley.
How'd he get out there? He keeps his feet. He walks in.
Yeah. Well,
Held on to it, and I think he landed on it.
he had to stretch it out. He probably,
Knocked the wind out of him.
hopefully it's just the wind. He doesn't seem to be favoring his legs or anything. So, but there's that those basketball hands. Jake Crowley with a great catch. He was wide open.
What a great play call. No, he was alone. That's not a bad pass.
No. And the key on that is for the quarterback to get it up and out there early. A lot of times quarterbacks will wait till the receiver's down the field and then they have to wait for it. But on that one, he got rid of that pretty quick and got it out there so Crowley could run under
I
it.
am surprised to see a passing play. With the way we were moving the ball, you know how that is.
Well, it
But
seemed
that was the right call, right time, beautiful, wide open.
seemed to pay off, and it's first and goal. I think they're inside the 1. And they call it timeout. Plymouth is...
We have a timeout on the call, timeout in the field, timeout Bobcats.
A little bit of confusion there. It was Colby Cross was not out on the field, so I'm not sure what happened there, but they'll get it squared away. And you're going to see all teams struggle a little the first of the season, making mistakes, mental errors, but that's those things will get straightened out along the way.
Jake Crowley, big contribution to the team. First year playing.
Yeah.
Somebody talked him into it last year, and it's paid off already.
Yeah. Well, Jake's an athlete, good athlete, and
Yep.
good hands, and he's a tough kid. He's not afraid to get after it.
Yeah, that was a good catch down there. He was off balance, held on to it, landed on it. Knocked the wind out of him.
Knocking the wind out of you.
It felt good, though.
It feels like you're dying. Teams are back out on the field, setting up. First and goal. Plymouth double tights now with they got a set back to the left half and fullback. They're going to flip-flop to the right side and hand off. It's a quick pitch to the right. Quick pitch to, I believe that was Matt Cleary.
Good play by the Spartans, going to be second down.
So we're looking at second goal. And there's a flag for what? Too much time?
We got flags.
2 flags. It's raining flags. The laundry's all over the field.
You get 30 seconds, am I correct?
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't 30 seconds.
Well, I'm sure they threw it for some other reason then, but we'll see what they...
Well, there's nobody lined up. What could it be?
I don't know.
Too much talking in the huddle? All right, maybe we'll see a call here.
Half this is the goal. So it was on the defense.
unsportsmanlike.
Well, that's not good.
You don't want that.
No.
Half the distance to the goal.
Somebody chirping on the sideline. Not good. Chirping on the line.
Well, you know,
that hurts. You don't need that.
Well, you win or lose on the field, and that's where it's got to stay. Anyway, here we are. Bobcats, double tights, wing right. Oh boy, and that looks like Plymouth may have jumped on that one.
Tyler Dukatowski, 55. Little jump.
Going to make that second down, back it up.
That's too bad. It's too bad.
Yeah.
We're approaching 3 minutes before the half. Plymouth with a 21-point lead.
To be on the 5-yard line.
From the 5. Now we got the yardage.
Yeah.
Second down, I believe.
Yep. Second down with so many penalties. We got double tights and double wing, single fullback. And this is a fullback handoff. It looks like he's going to go in.
That's Matt Cleary.
And he does. Matt Cleary picks up 6.
Where'd he go, Matt? He followed his blocks beautifully.
He did.
Got in right behind him.
Yeah. Well,
picks up a good 6 points.
Matt Cleary is one of the smartest athletes I've seen. He has a good sense of what's going on, the big picture, and he's got some patience, and he knows when to turn it on.
He's a big boy too. Another wrestler.
Another
Tough.
wrestler, yeah. And oh my God, it's Will Fogarty again.
He's getting a workout.
Snap, ball's up.
Will Fogarty for the point
Chip
after.
shot.
Automatic. Beautiful. Automatic.
Will is still the thrill.
Still got 3:14 left in the first half.
Plymouth's up 28 to
Long
nothing.
time left in this one.
You know, but that's an example, Paul, with that interception, the fumble that they picked up and brought it down. Yeah. That's like a double swing.
No, I know. Well, he had a great return.
Yeah.
Kid was open. Yeah. When you do juke one guy, he didn't. And then he coughs it up. Yeah. It's too bad. Yeah. You're right. That's a big turnaround. I think they're down a man. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10.
No, I got 11.
No, we got 11.
We got 11.
Here we go.
Francoeur is deep for the Spartans.
And the Bobcats are kicking off with 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Fogarty kicks.
That's a good kick.
Line shot right back to the 3 or 4 yard line.
Good fielding right there.
And Francoeur
picking his way.
Francoeur's tough.
He's got some yards.
A host of Bobcats to take him down. I don't think it's a 46, sports fans.
They're having a little trouble with the clock today. Whoever's keeping time. So about 3 minutes to half. 28-0 Plymouth. Spartans are hosting today and looking for some offense.
Well, you know, the thing is about an offense that throws the football, they start clicking, they score quickly.
I agree.
So
they get in a rhythm, and you're one-on-one out here. It doesn't take much.
Okay. We're split to the Bobcats left, back in the backfield.
Just going to throw
and
another
they're
one.
running the screen. I was waiting for the screen. Well,
that was a good setup, but nobody there.
We do have flags in the field.
I believe it was going to be to Francoeur, but he had his back turned. He didn't turn around. Quarterback let it go, and I don't know if it's going to be a roughing the passer on that or not. But
that could have gone for some yards. That is too bad. Pretty good setup.
Well, they're talking to Pembroke, so I'm sure it's on Plymouth. It could be a 15-yarder. Next week, Plymouth will be hosting the Kingswood Knights for their second game of the season at Zulius Field.
Oh, they had the...
We have a hold on Pembroke and a hold on...
I thought this was
we're going to cancel out.
Illegal receiver. The line got out there too far.
Okay.
Apparently.
Okay. Yeah. So offsetting, so we'll repeat the down.
That and the quarterback draw I'm waiting for, because you spread them out and you get a chance. Haven't seen this quarterback run yet.
Okay, they've got trips to Plymouth's left and wide to the Plymouth's right. Single, the quarterback in the backfield throws a stand-up pass to Francor. They're on him quick.
Yeah.
Completed to Alex Franco.
They had that covered pretty well.
He did. And Francor, I mean, he took a little
Joe
juke
Peters
inside.
right there on the D.
Francor gets some running room. He's going to be tough to take down.
Joe Peters, Calvin Swanson, they wrapped him up right away.
Yeah, they might have picked up one on that, I think. So we're looking at second down at about 7. So they've got trips to Plymouth's right. Man split to the left, Plymouth's left. Single back in the backfield with the quarterback. Snap to the quarterback. Ball's downfield.
Nice pass.
Long pass. He overthrows it a little bit. Good coverage.
Yeah.
Ball is incomplete.
I believe that's Dylan Welsh.
Brock Tanner was right with him.
Was that
Dylan
Tanner?
Welch.
Okay.
Number 26, yeah, that's Brock. Right with him.
We got 26, 20, 22.
28,
24.
Dylan, yeah.
They're all out there at the same time, so.
Third and long, Michael. Approaching the 2-minute mark. Third and long. Out wide again. And he's looking to throw. Throws a short one to Francor. He's going out down the sideline.
Franco with the ball, moving downfield.
He'll get a
Going
first
to get
down.
a first down. Good for him. Good play.
Yeah.
Good run.
Yeah.
Gets the Spartan crowd a little excited.
Well, I'll tell you,
Generating some offense.
Alex gets the ball with some room to run, and he's going to be tough to take down.
Yep. I see it.
He's a kid, could play fullback, could play tight end. He could do a lot of different things. Very physical.
Well, they got time to score, and that would be a big confidence builder, a big boost going into halftime. We're under 2 minutes. They're from their own 40. A running play.
And that was right at they had.
Yeah, they're keying on
Swanson was blitzing on that, right up that hole and ran right into him.
Timeout call.
Caden Sanborn was right there to help him out.
Timeout is on the Bobcats.
Minute 39 left in the third quarter.
Bobcats playing pretty well today, Michael. 28 zip. Defense gave them 1 score. And the running game's intact. And Sanborn comes up with a big passing play. He might not do that again for a couple games. But that paid off. Got him right down there. And good to see Jay Crowley involved.
Well, I know Coach Lamb and I exchanged texts earlier today, and he had said that there were defensive secondary. They were concerned a little bit there because they're so young and they're pretty aggressive, but to not let anybody get behind them.
That's key. That's okay.
They can catch them and keep them to shorter yardage, which is what's been happening today. So I think that's working.
No, that's paid off so far, and it's produced 1 fumble for a touchdown.
Okay, so now we've got double split left. We got doubles left and right with the quarterback all by himself in the backfield. Ball comes back. We got blitz.
Oh!
Boy, I'll tell you.
Is incomplete.
Hit Matt Cleary right in the numbers.
Yeah, they were trying to get the ball to Alex
again,
and he was pretty well covered.
Yeah, there were 2 guys right there.
And they had both ends coming on that. They were blitzing on the outside. They were going after it. They weren't containing. They were going after it and put a little pressure on the quarterback. So now we got trips to the Plymouth's left and single wide out to the right. And you got your quarterback all by him lonesome in there. Man in the slot.
Oh!
Overthrown. Plymouth putting some pressure on now from the corners. They had.
We haven't sacked that quarterback yet, though.
No.
He's getting rid of the ball pretty quickly, which is key.
Yeah. Well, when you can, they call those hurry-ups. When you have to get rid of the ball so you don't get sacked. You tend to not have the accuracy. But Plymouth's putting the heat on, and we got 4th down situation, punting. Francor back to punt. You got Dylan Welsh back to receive for the Bobcats. Good snap, a kick, pretty good kick.
Franco with the kick.
And
Dylan could have caught that.
Well,
He didn't want to risk it.
well, he's
Didn't
down.
want to risk it.
Down about the
6-yard line.
Yeah. And I'm sure Coach Boyle will have a chat. It's you know, the one thing is you just got to get to the ball to stop it from going.
Looked like he was
further,
going
but-
for it, but then figured, you know, if I don't catch this.
Well, and he also might have thought it was going to go out of bounds because it was heading that way, but
Yeah.
it didn't,
Yeah.
unfortunately. And
No harm done. Minute 11 seconds. 28 zip. Plymouth taking charge here in the first half against the Pembroke Spartans on a beautiful September afternoon. And thank you to Pemmy Baker TV and Andrew Fenn. Doing a great job getting as many contests on the TV channel and for your watching and listening pleasure. Did a soccer game just yesterday, a hard-fought game you're going to enjoy. And Plymouth now starting from their own 6, Mike.
we've got single back, full back, double wing. We're split to our left. Motion coming to the left. Speed sweep.
Picking his way.
Swanson's checking it out. Little hop, skip, little wiggle. Picked up a couple yards on that. How about
Close to a first.
how about
no?
a first down? How about a
No, he was following his blocks beautifully, waiting for an opening.
nice job?
And he picked his way down for 10 yards. And we're going to do the hurry up right here again. Under a minute.
Dropping
Another
back to pass.
Back to pass.
And
a long one. He's wide open down
wide
there.
open.
Joe Peters got it. He's getting his break. Going down the sideline. He gets out of bounds if he's smart.
They ran the wheel on that.
Wow, what a play. And they're still running the clock.
Well,
What is with these guys on the clock?
And the thing is that the set man out there, the wide receiver clears out, and the back comes out of the backfield, and he's the guy in motion coming up the sideline. That wheel, it's a tough one to defend, and Plymouth has run that successfully for years.
And the clock ran 10 seconds off after they blew the whistle.
So Plymouth gets himself out of a hole. A nice pass play on that. Joe Peters, he's a tough kid with the ball in his hand. Give him some room and bring a
Set
lunch.
the clock at 39 seconds. He ran 10 off. I don't know how come they're sleeping up there. Here we go, though. Plenty of time, Michael.
1st and 10.
We'd like to get a score here. You know why?
Don't go
First
there.
down for the Bobcats.
Don't go there.
39 seconds left in the half.
1st and 10. Bobcats dug themselves out of a hole nicely. We're at, I believe just at the 35. And Plymouth's split wide. Crowley's to the left. We got wings right and left, and the fullback behind the quarterback. And we got motion this way.
Another
Back
pass.
to
Back to pass.
And he's throwing into the corner. And they really,
Ball is incomplete.
coverage wasn't too bad on that. He'd have to have a pinpoint perfect pass
Second down.
to do that.
2.7
Yeah,
seconds.
defense was with him. One in front, one behind him.
But one thing I'll say, and I don't mean to jinx Curtis, but he has put the ball where they can't get it. If our guy can't get it, they can't get it, and that's critical.
That's what you
That's
want to
critical. And he's been on the money with the other ones. But
Only lost 7 seconds on that play. Second down.
you know, I remember watching Curtis as a freshman, and you could tell the kid had some pretty good instincts, and he threw the ball pretty well. And now he's come into his own. He's followed a pretty good quarterback with Cody Bannon, who is now at Western New England. But so we got Crowley split to the left. We got double wings, fullback, motion coming to the sideline.
He's got
and
it.
It's a speed sweep.
Looking for some room.
And
Cuts it back up the middle. There goes
there
Dylan
goes
wide.
Dylan. Yep.
All the way down the right-hand sideline. Get out of bounds, Dylan.
Well,
Atta boy.
Dylan Welsh, he's got extremely good vision of the field. He ran that speed sweep.
It's like he's running through those poles on the giant slalom.
Well, it's like he's a little bit neutral, just seeing what's going to develop in front of him.
Yeah, he's smart. Good IQ. Watch where he was supposed to go. And they're running
so here
the
we are,
clock.
split left.
This guy
couple
on the
tights,
clock is killing me.
And we throw wide open in the end zone is
Joe
number
Peters.
22, Joe Peters.
Wow.
So,
Wide open.
well, that was a crossing pattern, which they're tough to cover. They sent the number one guy, Crowley, was down and across the middle and went deep. I think do I see a flag in the corner? No. Anyway,
Crossed him up.
Well, that's just it, crossed him up. So you get Peters, who's the wing on the right. He goes down and goes across to the left, and he gets in behind their defensive back, and that's all she wrote. So Plymouth may get too much time on this.
And number 86 is out there again, Michael.
Yeah.
He's got a little brisk wind going on now. Snap is back. It's automatic.
Well, the other piece of that, there's 3 guys that do an awful lot on that, and the center is where it starts. And those snaps have been about knee high, which is perfect. And the setter sets the ball, and it doesn't throw Will's tempo off. He's got his rhythm and punches it through. And they've done a nice job today. They've had 4 of those. It's good to have. So we're looking at 35-0. Plymouth Bobcats.
5 extra points, no?
Well, I thought 7 times 5 is 35, but they had 35 up there already, so I'm not sure what that was. I was ready to give them 36, but
Are they still doing the 35-point rule?
Alex Francoeur is back.
Do you know?
I think running time, yeah, at 35.
Second half running time?
Yeah. But I'm still not going to count Pembroke out there. They're tough kids out there.
I like their offense. They're going to start catching him. He's got time to throw.
Yeah.
They're only going to get better.
Well, and the thing is that Plymouth's been running a heavy ground game, and they just squib kicked that one through.
Hey, the clock guy's right on it. 9 seconds to the half. Plymouth 35-point lead on a gorgeous day at Pembroke. Spartans are hosting.
For the Spartans.
They had a little momentum earlier with a great kick return. A great completed pass, but then he coughed it up. That changed everything.
I can remember back in the day when I was playing, we had Joe Dudek at Plymouth State, and we were up against, I believe it was Albany, 21-0 at the half. We're ready to break the champagne thinking we got this game. Well, guess what? Second half, they came out and they scored 35 against us and beat us 35-21. So
wow.
It's never over till it's over.
So Joe did pop the champagne.
It's one-on-one. Nice job.
Keep him in bounds. What is that? He must have stepped out of bounds.
Well, if it gets him another play. I mean, that was purely stand-up pass to Francoeur, and they're going to let him go one-on-one with anybody, and I don't blame him. Francoeur's going to the other side. I wouldn't be surprised if it was stand-up pass to him again.
There it is over the middle. Nice catch in traffic. Francoeur, the beautiful catch. He is a one-man gang out there.
He is.
He's not going to do it all, though. That's halftime, folks.
Okay.
I think we're going to show some interviews now.
Yeah, that'll be Coach Sanborn's interview from preseason coming up in just a second. So we have one of our captains here, and Mr. Peters.
Yep.
He's, what position are you playing now?
Wing back and outside linebacker.
Outside linebacker. Today was a bit of a rough one.
Yep.
Yeah, but you guys are starting from now. These are the ones that don't really count.
True, yeah. We got to bring it Saturday. It's when it really counts. It's when
Right.
the season starts.
Against Pembroke down there, and we'll be televising that, so that'll be great.
Yep.
Great to do. So what your perspective on being on the team must be a little different now as a captain versus having been, one of the players, but not the captain.
Yeah, we're the leaders now. We're not looking up to other people. We have to set the examples.
Okay. That sounds good. What do you expect that you, as a team, will need to really work on?
We need to work on a lot of little things like our blocking scheme and knowing what to do on certain plays and just little stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just got to put it all together.
Yeah. Calvin Swanson likes to be called Cal. Actually, he doesn't.
Yeah.
But you had a pretty good day out there today, I thought.
Yeah, it was certainly hot, but played pretty good.
Yeah. So you're looking forward. I mean, the last few years have been pretty good, and
Yeah.
you got a lot of young guys.
Yeah, we're looking for them to step up so we can make it all the way to Durham, see
Yeah.
how that goes.
Now, I understand that you only have one returning starter this year?
We have we have 3 on offense and a
Okay.
few on defense, so we'll need them to lead.
I
So.
see Eddie was injured.
Yeah, he'll be back week 1,
Yeah,
which
well,
will be a
that's
big help.
Well, he'll be a big secret, you know.
Yeah.
When
Be
they
a big
see
surprise.
when they see Eddie, it
Yeah.
will be a surprise, right? He'll
Yeah.
surprise them. So, you know, I asked Joe about perspective in terms of
Mm-hmm.
as a teammate, as a team member, and then being captain, being a leader. And how has your perspective kind of changed with that?
It's certainly different this year, having everyone look up to us, but it's new and it's a good challenge, and I think we'll do good. So.
You're calling some of these young guys that need some straightening out? You know?
Yeah. It's some discipline, but
Yeah.
we'll get it figured out.
That's good. Now, you're playing on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I'm starting on offense, defense, and special teams. So.
Okay. What are you playing on defense? I didn't.
I'm outside linebacker. I'm on the other side of Joe. So.
Okay. All right. Well, you guys got pretty good speed.
Yeah.
Good speed, so you'll be able to cover that.
Yeah.
They didn't look like they ran real well on you guys today.
Yeah, no, they're more of a passing team, so that's more of their specialty. So. Yeah.
Well, as long as it doesn't rain and hail
Yeah.
and things like that, they'll
We'll
be all set.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're heading your senior year.
Mhm.
You're kind of at the pinnacle. You're a captain. That's quite an honor.
Yep.
And you're looking forward to a good season.
Oh yeah, just hope we make it far. Start with playoffs and then maybe championship. We'll see.
One game at a time, right?
Yep, one game at a
All
time.
right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Eddie Camp. You know, there was a famous guy in football named Camp. I don't know if you know that or not.
No, I've never heard of it.
But you're the most famous Camp in football I've ever met.
Oh, really?
How was your hamstring, bud?
It's getting better for sure. I'm looking forward to come back to practice and playing in our game on Saturday, but I think I'll be at full strength by Saturday.
Good. You were probably chomping on the bit a little bit on the sidelines today.
Oh, yeah. I was definitely disappointed I couldn't play today and last Monday, but it is what it is. It gets the younger guys more experience, so.
Yeah. And, you know, I mean, I realized that they had to make some switches at center and guard and whatnot with you not in there. And it sounds like Coach Sanborn thinks that with you in the lineup, it really is allowing the team to be a lot more stable up front.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I would say that. We have a lot of young guys on the line right now, and they're just trying to do their best to learn new positions and stuff. So.
Yeah. I recall over the years that it was always tough, like, which guy do I take?
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of practice to do that over and over again.
Yeah.
But now in defense, they get you D-tackle?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Do you play any nose guard or just D-tackle?
Yeah, I do play nose guard, D-tackle, and maybe some linebacker. We'll see, depending
Okay.
on what Coach Lamb wants me to do.
Well, you know, those linebackers, they get all the credit. You want to get there if you can.
Yeah.
So I've asked the other two captains this, but I know as a football player myself, being part of a team and then being a leader of the team, and if your perspective has kind of changed in terms of how you see things and how you see your role.
Well, you know, it's definitely different being a captain this year. Definitely a senior captain. You know, a lot of kids look up to you. You know, you got to be a good leader and show them the way, the Bobcat way, pride and tradition. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, it does look like there's a lot of work to be done, but I think every other team is kind of looking at that now. And I do know one thing. I don't think Plymouth High School has ever put a team out there that didn't play smash mouth.
Oh yeah.
Always tough.
Yeah.
And toughness goes a long way.
For sure.
So, well, good luck to the season, and we'll see you down in Pembroke.
Back, Michael.
Okay. Well, we had a little bit of a break there. Teams going in to make their adjustments, see what's going on. And Pembroke will be receiving the kick to start the second half, and hopefully they'll be able to get something mustered up here.
Yeah, I'd like to see a little offense. I like their offensive spread. The quarterback's got time. He puts enough on the ball, and he's got to get the offense going. Down 35-0.
Yeah.
They got to go after it.
Yeah. Well, you know, I think that a key player for them definitely is Frank Hoare.
Yeah.
And when they split, you know, they got 5 wide receivers out there. You know, you isolate him because they got to play one-on-one, man-to-man with him. So you get somebody one-on-one with him, and you got a shot. So I think he'll be getting a lot of action in the second half.
Yeah, isolate him. He's tough to bring down. Kind of keyed on him the last couple times. gang tackle them.
Yeah.
Plymouth surprisingly threw a couple of beautiful passes. Crowley making a contribution right away.
What is typical of Plymouth football, and that goes back to the Chuck Lenahan years, is that people always said, oh, ground Chuck, we always run the ball, this and that, and we did. But we practiced the offensive passing game as much, if not more, so that when we needed it, we were ready. And I think if you look back to a lot of the close games in playoffs and championships, we won because of the pass.
Yeah.
Whereas the running game certainly does help set that up, but you still have to execute, and you don't execute unless you practice.
Yeah.
And we did an awful lot of that.
Well, they must have had a lot of good practice, and they had the 2 scrimmages, and it's paying off today. I'm really happy for them. No injuries, that's important. A couple of goofy penalties, but overall, Will the Thrill's got the toe working, and he's making his contribution offensively. And again, some good kickoffs, put these guys on their heels inside the 10. And we'll see what we can do this second half. I think we're in running time at this point, Michael. And which means we'll be home before dark. Be home early.
Guess it depends which way you go.
Yeah, it was easy. I've never been here. It was easy getting here.
I didn't either. I got to know, a buddy of mine actually does work here. He's the interventionist. Jay Batchelder. Put a shout out for Jay Batchelder.
All right,
Good
Jay.
guy.
Good guy. You got to be with a hard job like that.
Yeah. So, Will, the Thrill.
It's going to send it deep. We're down close to the goal line.
Ready to kick.
This is their big go-to guy, Francor. Back to receive. I wouldn't mind seeing him break one.
Well, they're going to squib it. That's a wise decision.
Good pickup, coming wide, and reverse his field, going up the middle. He's got some room. Nice tackle there. That was Brock Tanner with a good tackle. Brock, way to go.
But that's
Plymouth defense has been playing well, Michael. Like you said, against a good throwing team, you just don't let them get behind you. Something the Spartans should have figured against us, because we had those guys wide open.
Yeah. And there's been some good defensive back play out there. There have been, 3 or 4 plays that they
broke it up.
Peters on one play.
Crowley on the other.
And
yeah, they look good.
One with Welsh as well. Quarterback's back, handoff to Francor, who picks up a couple hard earned.
He's going to need an ice pack tomorrow. He's doing a lot of work today.
Good straightforward run there by number 84. Alex Francor. He's second down.
Long 9.5 yards, second down. Spread out wide, one running back.
The clock is running. It's on a delay on its own.
You're sounding a little annoyed up there, Michael.
Yeah.
Clock is running.
Well, the trips to our right, split left, quarterback's back, and
finally gets
that. That may be an incomplete pass. I think the arm was moving forward. Quarterback, they had from the outside.
I think that was Caden Sanborn got out there.
Well, the guy that hit the arm was our number 20, Calvin Swanson.
Oh, way to go, Cal.
He came hard from the outside.
So he got away with an incomplete pass.
Yeah.
That's the first time we reached him back there.
Yeah.
The defense is getting tuned up. They certainly like to hold them to a shutout. I know they take pride in that. And I know the coach is going to start sprinkling in the JVs, right?
Yeah.
Rest his starters. Smart. He always does.
Well, and that's the thing. You got to give those kids some experience. You never know what's going to happen.
Exactly.
Plymouth really only returned, I think, 3 offensive starters and a couple on defense maybe. But the rest of the guys are all newbies. They were all number 2s and number 3s last year, and now they're getting the taste of the real thing. And that's a good thing.
And they're holding their own so far.
Yeah.
There's a 5-yard penalty. Coach is going to review. It's going to be 3rd down and just 5 to go.
They must have had a group chat going on. All 3 of them went at the same time.
Yeah. One could blame the other when they get into films.
Technology. So here we go.
3rd and long from inside their own 40.
To Plymouth's right. One split to Plymouth's left, single back, snap to the quarterback through.
Right back on him, and
And
there's
there was a
Frank
screen
up the
pass.
middle.
That was a screen pass over the middle of Frank Core, which is a nice call, nice play.
Picks up a first down, Michael, moving the chains for the Spartans.
Calvin Swanson was just about a half second from blowing that up.
Alex Francourt's got some quick feet, good hands. Turn that third down into moving the chains first down from their own 45.
And they're coming out, they're twins to Plymouth right, tight end right, single back with the quarterback there. Ball slapped the handoff to Frank Core, and he was wrapped up.
Yeah, they were waiting for him. That was too bad. He lost yardage on that.
Well, you know, if they had gone to the scrimmage against Dover, I think, you know, the Plymouth between the tackles, they're tough to run on. You know, Division I team Dover, who threw the ball very well, and that's how they really beat Plymouth, could not run against Plymouth inside the tackles. We got some pretty big bodies in there.
Anthony Barrett, number 74, doing his job. Yeoman's work right there.
Here we go. With trips right. Single back with the quarterback in the backfield. Split right.
Nice pass.
Over the middle and
wide open to Frank Core.
Frank Core, and Frank Core
breaks
about 10,000 tackles and takes the ball upfield.
Gets all the way to about the 37-yard line for
Saw
Spartans.
Matt Cleary trying to rip that ball out when they had him wrapped up, trying to rip it out before he goes down. Frank Core is a one-man gang today for the Spartans, doing a good job. Big Andrew Newman in the middle.
Well, and the quarterback too he's played it pretty safe with the passes. He hasn't thrown an interception. He's had some good completions. He's thrown the ball away a couple of times.
No, he's all right back there. You give him time. He could hurt you. There's another running play. He's going to jump outside, but not going to make it.
That's
big loss.
It's like Attack of the Killer Bees with Plymouth. One guy's got him by the ankles and another 6 guys hit him.
Calvin Swanson wouldn't let him get outside. That's a big loss. Looks like a 10-yard loss, Michael. Yeah. Just when they get a little momentum going.
Pacey Graham, he tried to pop it outside because he went forward and was a little stuck up there and he couldn't get through, so he popped it outside, and
no go.
They just had too many guys out there.
So 2nd and a mile.
So we're looking at twin split right, single receiver split left, tight end left, one running back with the quarterback in the backfield. Motion. And
holy mackerel.
Clean hit. And that's Nate Ruff.
Nate Ruff was in on him and him a bear hug and drilled it.
Well, Nate, I'm sure, was excited to be out there this year. He sat out last year with a bad ankle,
he got
leg, whatever. He's a good kid, a tough kid.
Well, that was a terrible.
Well, the snap from
the snap's
been low all day long,
on
and that one just got a little too low. But you know, when you got a guy on your head and you're snapping the football, you gotta.
Yeah, that was tough. So 3rd and a mile and a half. Again, he can't handle it and
fumble.
Drops on it.
Takes him back to their 40.
Jalen Cador was right there. He decided to go anywhere with it. Would have been tackled all the way back to their own 40.
So it's 4th
Frank Core's in. He's got to kick this one away to Dylan Welch. Let's see if he can field one.
Well, we got 4th down on a bus ride.
Yeah, that's too bad. Just when they get something going.
Yeah. Well, these are things that I'm sure Coach is going to be, working on during the week for the next game.
They got a lot to learn.
It's a long season.
Yep, a lot to learn. As long as you don't have any injuries, you can recover. Nice kick. Dylan calls it a fair catch. He lets it go.
And he got away from it. That was smart. That was a smart move.
And these guys going back, they didn't, lucky they didn't bounce off them.
Well, you watch the ball when it goes up in the air, and when it doesn't spiral and it's just kind of floating up there, it comes down. You don't know what point is going to hit where.
Dylan wisely got out of the way.
Yeah, if you can't make a clean catch, you better just leave it alone and get out of the way.
He didn't have to risk it anyway. The defense is right on him. He can risk an injury. He doesn't bother. It was a smart move. And this is run-in time, Michael, so we're down to approaching 4 minutes in the 3rd quarter. Plymouth with the offense now. Just on their own 40, looks like.
60 Oh, and they've
We're
got,
going to run the ball, throw the ball, I don't know what we're doing.
so he's got Cador at center right now. So they must be moving some people around. Okay.
Well, I would be resting Eddie Camp. He's got that hammy.
Yeah.
Tackle is made by
I would be
number
resting
74.
any of them. You know, need a break.
Yeah.
And number
I'm watching the
51.
downfield blocking. Brock Tanner did a great job. Stayed with his guy, put him on skates going backwards. I mean, those guys on the corner are pretty critical when it comes to those
Yeah,
plays. They
make a
don't
difference.
let anybody penetrate inside. Good position, and then they stay with it. A lot of times, you know, people will make first contact and then let go, and you got to really stay and maintain it. You never know what's going on behind you.
Just have to screen them, turn them one way. Yeah, they got Javon working on center. So Eddie is going to get that break. And, of course, Caden Sanborn was center all last year. He could do it. 2nd and 5. It's a rollout. Cross with a rollout. Goes to the short pass. He didn't set himself up. Didn't get his feet under him. And
Well,
it was
he had
not a good pass.
the middleman was wide open, but Cross couldn't really get his shoulders turned to throw the ball. It's hard when you're right-handed going left, but you got to make sure to cock and get the shoulder back so you
Plan.
can throw.
You got to stop and plan. Hard to throw on the run to begin with, especially across your body. You're right.
But it was well executed. I mean, nobody expected it. He bootlegged to the far side from us. And, you know, the spacing was good. The receivers, they had a short, a medium, and a long. And a lot of times, a couple of those guys run together, which doesn't, you know, defeats the
Cole
purpose.
Johnston got them every time last year. You know, he was the middleman. He always got them.
Yeah. So we got fullback, single back with twin
3rd and 5.
set men motion coming this way, and it's that
That trap.
it's the trap with
The counter.
Calvin.
And he's still on his feet. Swanson with a big gain. Keeping the ball alive for the offense.
Calvin Swanson.
Bobcats down to the 30-yard
having
line.
himself a nice day.
It's another great call. That counter's tough.
It is.
That's not Joe Peters. That was Calvin Swanson on the run. Beautiful play. The line's holding that gap just long enough, Mike. They're getting through there. Plymouth on the move. Approaching, well, they got the clock stopped under 2 minutes. I guess they do that on running time. I'm not sure. Here's a handoff to 22 again. Tough. Just
Tackle by 74, Ethan Harmony. Will it a big stop?
Joe Peters.
By number 22. Joe Peters.
Looks like he picked up maybe one on that.
Yep. And I guess they stopped the clock inside of 2 minutes.
I believe so.
That's my guess.
Second down.
2nd and a long 7, 8. Crowley out wide. He's already made a significant contribution today. Very happy for him.
We got twins split. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's one of our Plymouth players.
22, and there goes Cross again, rolling out. Looking for something long. He sets his feet up this time.
Wow.
There's a great catch in traffic.
Pass is caught by number 26.
Holy cannoli. Brock Tanner with a beautiful touchdown.
That was a Sports Illustrated NFL
I
catch
give Brock
right
all
there.
that credit. That was a great catch. The defense coming right up on him.
It could have been a pretty bad hit.
It could have been a hit. He didn't panic on that.
You know, and he tiptoed down the sidelines.
Sidestepped him and got in there.
Yeah, great play. Great play.
Will the thrill. Fogarty is out again. Looking for number 42 on the board.
You know, if nothing else, Plymouth's got a number of kids that are going to be able to fill the bill in terms of running. They're not going to get tired.
No, you're right. And he could rest him on D because a lot of these guys are going both ways, obviously. But no, you're getting a lot out of Dylan Welch. You're getting it out of Joe Peters. Of course, Ciotti was a workhorse all the whole first quarter.
Matt Cleary.
Matt Cleary's running with it.
Yeah. And you know they've got some kids, some younger kids that aren't too bad. We got Lassard, who's a pretty good ball player.
Yep, Mason's tough.
He'll definitely be seeing time through the season.
Definitely.
For sure. He's physically he's a wrestler too, and he's strong and he's got good speed, and I expect that he'll see plenty of time coming down the road. First time out, first game of the season, you kind of got to go with your guys just because you got to work on that timing and rhythm in a game situation.
Exactly. Well, we got a little fan here. The family showed up. Got the banner going for him.
Where's he, 62?
No, but 23. Xavier's 23.
Okay.
These guys look like they're all new.
Yeah, this is not the starting kickoff team, but they got Will there. Will probably pop this one, but you got Mr. Franco waiting for it on the other end. Now, Will just squibs it, bouncing around, bounce.
He picks it up anyway.
Oh,
Look at
and
the fumble.
hit and a fumble, but I think he got it back.
Great recovery.
That was a heck of a play.
Thank goodness. Great recovery.
Number 11. Number 11.
Francor.
Luke Basenwaith forced the fumble on that.
Francor saves it, puts it back. Yeah, that kid's game. He's a tough kid. He got it. He wanted to take off with it.
Yeah.
And good for Luke Basenwaith getting in there on the special teams. That's how you earn a spot on this team.
So we're looking at some substitutions here. I'm looking at Reed Iberguen, Tyler Dukatowski.
Mason Lassard, number 44, is in.
Mason Lassard, I was just talking
him.
about.
Luke Basenwaith, number 11.
Yeah, I believe Eastman's in there. Parker Eastman, number 10.
And that's the end of the third quarter.
87 is Brendan Johnson.
Andrew Doby, new kid from California, number 42.
Yeah.
Good, that's what the coach does. He gives them all a good look. Going into the fourth quarter, Plymouth ahead 42-0. And Pemmy Baker TV with Andrew Fenn.
Tough one.
Out with Mike Courier today on a gorgeous September afternoon.
Well,
and Plymouth has showed up today, Michael.
Looks like we had a little bit of an injury out there. Cody Leclerc, number 51. Looks like maybe an ankle. He's pretty frustrated. You can't blame him.
Yeah, these kids have had a long day. Tough for the home opener, but they're going to learn. They're coming off a good season last year. You got to build that culture. It takes a while.
Well, looking at the article that I had read about the team and its journey over the last 4 years, the one thing that sticks out is they seem to be resilient.
Yeah.
And if this team is any indication of the resilience shown over the last 3 years, they're going to get better. And they certainly got players. And, it's just going to take some time to find their rhythm.
I don't know what year Francor is, but he's a good leader. He's showing them the way this year. It'd be great to get him back if he's not a senior. It'd be good. So the Plymouth defense wants to bend but not break. See if they can hold him here. Xavier Clifford, number 23, is in here. His family, the cheering section in front of us.
First down, Spartans.
So overthrown pass incomplete.
That's too bad.
2nd and 10.
That was to Francor. They're isolating him as much as they can because he can play.
Yeah. Well, Plymouth was coming on that too. They had some pressure was heading in there. Now we got Gianni Ciotti, younger brother, who's in there right now at defensive back.
Guess what? He's a wrestler.
Yeah.
A whopping 135 pounds right now.
Well, and the thing is in fairness, you say, how come they don't play basketball? Well, they're all about 5'5". So.
No, he's a tough little kid.
Quarterback back. Nice pass, wide open. Francor behind him.
Got to hold on to him.
He got behind them.
See, they're going to do that all year. They're going to beat some teams with that play.
Absolutely.
He's tough.
Absolutely.
You got to stick with that kid. That kid, 84. I hope he's not a senior. I hope he's back. He'll lead the way this year. That's a great play. Now they get a little momentum going.
Nice pass. Well, the quarterback had time to set up too and throw it. So.
And he put it right there on the money. A nice spiral. He's back again. He's got time over the middle.
Okay.
Incomplete.
Yeah, a little short.
He really didn't have any place to put that. He had a defensive guy in his hip pocket.
Well, if your guy can't catch it, you don't want anybody else having a shot at it.
That's right.
That's the way to do it. think Khalil is in there. Big number 76 on the end.
We got trips to Plymouth left, split to the right, one back, blocking, throw to the nice
tackle.
play, good coverage.
Ball is caught by
Who was that?
5, Stephen Cox.
Number 30, Mr. Giotti.
Third down.
Wrapped him up.
Ciotti.
Got the wrestling move.
Ciotti. They're trying to.
Gianni Ciotti.
That's a tongue twister, I think.
That's a good little play.
But he was right there. The pass was a good pass.
He wasn't
going to
let him go either. Good tackle.
Very little gain on that, but it was well covered, well executed on the other side. So we're looking at, let's see, Twins to Plymouth's left. And
83 on defense right here. Dylan Vesey.
There's fullback. That's our young man, number 84.
Another good
Alex
run.
Francor.
Fourth down.
Fourth down, they got to go for it, Michael.
Yeah, it's 4th and about 2.
Give it to him again.
Yeah.
He's tough to bring
And
down.
they just brought in Anthony Barrett.
Tyler Dukatowski, 55 in the middle on linebacker.
Yeah. So switched a couple guys up into the middle.
Yeah, they're jamming him up in the middle now. There it is, right to him. Plenty of room, and he's loose. He's on the run. There he goes. Alex Francor, number 84. Yeoman's work today, doing it all, Michael. Finally pays off on a great run on a 4th and 2.
Plymouth's got a man down.
He gets it all.
Looks like it's Reed Arbergen.
Timeout is on the field.
It was a nice run by Mr. Francor.
Yeah, good for him. He's worked hard all day.
Heads up, one of his players downfield was down there to block, and he held up because he would have blocked the kid in the back from Plymouth. So
I saw that. That's a good no call.
He gets an assist.
He wasn't going to get him anyway, but that was a good no call.
Yeah. Well, and he didn't really. He held up, and that was smart.
Yeah.
I've seen it go the other way too many times.
Well, the Spartans are on the board, Michael, and that's got to give him a little boost of confidence.
Yeah.
And Francor, he's going to work himself in, I think, every offensive play from here on in.
Yeah.
If you're not going to use him as a little decoy, he's going to hurt you because he's good.
I think we got a score Division II Merrimack Valley. I think won. Trying to think who they played. Kingswood. They beat Kingswood. So Kingswood will be traveling up to Bobcat Country next week to play the Bobcats.
Number 58.
Reed's good. He's walking.
But I'll tell you, just seeing that right there, not every defensive line you come up is going to be as good as Plymouth. And Plymouth does have a pretty decent defensive line. And, Pembroke will score some points. They're going to do okay.
Oh, they got a kicker, number 32. Try and get this one for the extra point.
Looks like Peyton Harmony.
Peyton Harmony is lining up for the kick.
Guy heard you.
He must have. Snaps back, kick. Ooh, almost blocked. They're going to throw a flag, roughing the kicker.
We have a flag.
Gianni Ciotti getting in there.
Ciotti, you're supposed to lay out like a couple feet in front of him, so you don't do that. But that's okay. He got in there, I'll tell you right now.
Apply the penalty on the kick.
Yeah. Halfway to the goal line, they may try to run and put 2 in.
No, take the point.
Personal foul. I believe it's roughing the kicker.
Yeah, that'll be after that'll be on the kickoff, right?
He made it.
8:09 left in the 4th quarter. The Spartans are on the board.
That's what they say. Don't take points off the board, right?
Kicker needs a little work, and he worked it out. Number 23 deep in the back for Plymouth. That's Xavier Clifford. Not on the roster, but I know it's him.
And we got
Luke Bassenwaite, number 11, on the 2 men deep back here. I don't know if the kicker gets it back there. We're going to find that out right now. It's their first attempt.
Well, they had the first kickoff, and then this one. I'm surprised it's not our boy Franco. He's doing everything else out there.
Well, he could take a break, too.
Yeah.
He's been quite the workhorse today, doing a great job for them.
Peyton Harmony will be handling the kicking here.
Yeah, I'd say he has a healthy season. I think you'll see Alex will be an all-stater.
Yeah.
He's a good athlete.
Yep.
Tough kid.
Pooch.
They onside kick it. It looks like they may have gotten it.
We are looking to see who's got this one.
Went 10 yards.
Oh, yeah.
Jumped on it, yeah.
Oh, they were lucky to get it back, hit the kid in the legs.
I know, I was...
Then he bent to the waist and not the knees and got clocked.
It was Landon Fogg, number 62, held on to that.
Good recovery.
I was not expecting that.
That's why it almost worked.
Credit to the play caller because it's worth a shot.
Well, the thing is, it's in time practice. I mean, you're going to use that at some point in time. What the heck? You got nothing to lose. You got something to gain. So
I hear you. Plymouth offense now. Let's see what they're trying to do. And number 10 is coming in. That's Parker Eastman. I guess he's going to be the signal caller.
Yeah.
Get these guys some experience, like you said, for when you do need them.
Andrew Newman, 71, is in there, and it's center. This looks like 76, who is not on the list.
I think that's who is 76? Park with a handoff there. That was
stopped by a bunch of Spartans on that
Mason
tackle.
Lassard with a good run.
Mason hits that hole pretty quick.
Number 44.
Which is the whole key to that play, is hitting it quick.
Picked up a couple yards. Second and a long 8. Again, Mason Lassard breaks outside, breaks a couple tackles. Tough runner, good run there. It's going to be 3rd and a long 5, it looks like.
They're running their basic Delaware Wing T version. That's been in the program since
1940.
Well, yeah, I ran it in 1969, so it's been around a while. And I know Buck Pierce is out there listening to this, and he's going to call me on the old school stuff.
Yeah, he knows his stuff. Here goes Mason again. Hits the line hard and keeps running.
Woof.
Tough run. Mason Lassard showing up. Number 44. Great run.
It was a great run.
Be a first down.
A great run.
Got hit and just kept going.
Yep. He needs to keep that up because he'll work his way into
Big
something.
First down run by Mason Lassard. Getting a chance to show the coach what he's got.
Hadn't seen a stiff arm in a while. He used the old stiff arm.
That was
great.
terrific. Another wrestler.
Another wrestler, yeah.
Great with the balance. Well, Parker Eastman has got the offense moving. You stay within that system, Mike. It's a sure thing. There's another one to Mason Lassard. Look at him go. Does not want to come down and fights for more yardage. Close to a first down.
It's a great run. Looks like he's got some experience out there.
Another first down. Big run.
He's a good kid. You know, that's the thing is these guys all through Pop Warner and youth football would have run this offense. And that's kind of an advantage with a feeder system like that.
It reminds me a little of Ian Trider, who got those yards. I don't know how he got them.
Yeah.
6'8" at a pop.
Yeah.
And Mason is just, he accelerates when he hits the line.
Yeah.
First down, inside the Spartan territory. Parker Eastman
going
to roll out the pass.
Ooh,
he got crushed.
That
looked like a fumble, no?
Yeah, I don't think the arm was coming forward, but might have felt bad for him on that one. I don't know. He didn't. That was a lookout block by whoever on that side protecting him.
Look out.
Yeah.
That'll be 2nd down.
No, he didn't have time to set his feet. He got crushed.
But he popped right up. He's back in.
Yeah, tough kid.
I think he's a hoop player, isn't he?
He's not a wrestler. Second down.
Okay, we're wing left now with our power to the left-hand side.
Luke Bassenwaite out there to the left, number 11. Another handoff. Guess who? Mason Lassard with that stiff arm, fighting to get some yards back. It's going to be 3rd and long, but good for Mason. Again, a good run.
Third down.
3rd and about 8, 9.
Under 3 minutes in this game, Michael. 4th quarter. Plymouth still in control. Another first down could end it with the clock.
Who are the Pemmy Valley TV sponsors, Paul? Pemmy Baker TV. We know who the sponsors are today.
I have no idea. There goes Mason.
Cuts
it back up the middle. He's going right down the middle of the field. What another great run by Mason Lassard. He is earning some playing time, Michael.
He shows some good
He
instincts
is
out there.
earning some playing time.
He took it one way, he cut it back against the grain. He keeps his head up. He sees the field.
He
That's
takes a hit.
critical.
It doesn't. He just slows him up. He keeps going.
Yeah.
Good for him.
So we're looking at first down on the maybe on the 10. We got 2 minutes left in the game.
Luke Bassenwaite is going to call the signal here. He's another backup quarterback. He's getting in over center. Parker Eastman's getting a break. He's on the sideline. Luke's got the ball now. Quick handoff right up the middle. There it goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Another quick hitter.
Hit that line quick. That was Xavier Clifford, number 23.
Nice job.
Good for him. I think it's because his fans are here with the big poster.
Well, his older sister's here, and
That must be it.
she's getting him the juju.
Biggest fan is here, and that was a good run by Xavier, holding on to that ball. We're approaching a minute left in this game. Plymouth going to have a victory here. Pembroke Spartans hosting. I'm glad they got on the board. That Francoeur kid is going to be a force this year. Happy for him, but you got to stay healthy. Luke Bassenwaite now over center, just a sophomore. Another quick handoff. Guess who's got it? Mason Lassard running it in.
Will not be denied.
That's a touchdown right there. Way to go, Mason. He had like 5-6 good carries and scores. That's outstanding.
Well, I'll tell you, Coach Sanborn has got a plethora of running backs.
He's got some running backs.
And these kids are not all seniors. You look at Matt Cleary's a junior.
I thought Mason was strictly defense, but he has shown me something today.
He goes both ways. I think they might have him at linebacker too.
He has shown me something today.
You got Mason.
He's running well.
Dylan Welsh. You got, Brock Tanner's a senior. Ciotti is a senior, but the younger Ciotti's not.
Luke doesn't have the play yet. Clock's going to run out. I think Coach is going to let that happen.
Yeah, and I think that's a good move.
Can you end without an extra point? Will they cover the line is what I want to know. Wasn't that a touchdown?
How about a nice hand for both
They didn't put it up.
Yeah, I don't know.
Enjoy the rest of your Labor Day weekend. Please drive.
Okay, well,
So it was 48-7 final, I believe. We didn't kick the extra point.
Yep.
Mason Lassard took that himself. And a beautiful afternoon here for Plymouth at Spartan Field.
Yeah.
And it's Paul Ferentz. I'm with Mike Courier.
Yeah. And Plymouth, I just want to say, Plymouth had tremendous ball control today. I think that was the secret, is that when the other team doesn't have the ball, they can't score. Plymouth's offensive running game was just overpowering.
Yeah, they were in complete control.
And but Pembroke's got some bright spots. Today wasn't the best day for them, but they made a couple of mistakes here and there. But they got some good kids, and the program's got resilience, and they're going to be tough.
And they got plenty to build on. They really do.
Yeah. So I think that's about it for us.
Thank you very much. We'll see you next week.
Off.
Andrew Fenn, thank you.
Take care.